how I finish any exercise session, whether that's a run, cycle, swim. After the cool down, I then reset the body. So just a very few simple movement drills, neck exercises, ensuring that my body is back mobile again, resetting everything back to neutral. Some of these simple movements you've seen as part of my warm-up. Not holding anything for any length of time, it's just literally ensuring I'm getting some length back into the muscles, trying to get everything back to neutral and reminding the body about all the basic movements that it can make. And all the time I'm focusing on being relaxed and trying to ensure my heart rate is going to settle back down to normal. So initially, the legs, as you saw, did the knee lift, the quad stretch into calves. And then feet up onto the desk just to get into the hamstrings. See how easy the leg went up there? Now if that had been a really hard taxing session, I might have had quite tight muscles there and struggled to get up. So you can see actually just how easy this body weight session was. It's not about killing yourself, it's about being able to go again the next day or even that same day. Just some simple side bends, ensuring everything's all in alignment if you're looking at me from the side. A few hip rotations, nice and easy. Those pelvic tilts we should all be able to do with at least that movement quality. And then some spinal rotations there, locking off the hip by taking the foot forwards on the side that I'm moving around to. Reaching up, floor to ceiling, and then I'm going to take myself down onto the ground, into child pose again, and then just working a few different angles, making sure that everything is nice and mobile back through the shoulders, out to either side. That's it, arms out, and then just working again, back through into the hips, ensuring that any tightness that will have started to build during that session, I'm trying to dissipate. This is a great simple activity that anybody can do at home, just kneeling yourself down, just make sure you've got something padded under your knees. The last thing you want is to develop house-made knee, especially doing something like this on a regular basis. Up into the camel. And then just a couple of thoracic stretches, thoracic mobs. And as you can see, with all of these movements, there is absolutely no need to be spending so much time doing them if you're doing it on a regular basis. You will be surprised just how quickly you can improve your range of mobility, your proprioception, your muscular coordination, and your general body strength if you can get into the habit of doing things on a regular basis. You do not have to be flogging yourself day in, day out. Some 90% of my own training is all done way beneath threshold, way beneath. And when I say beneath threshold, I'm talking sub the first lactate turn point, so only 75% of max heart rate and under, so all conversational pace. And if somebody was in this room with me today, they'd have been able to have a conversation with me throughout the whole of the workout. Nothing was taxing at all. Some simple spinal roll-ups. A lot of people look at this exercise and think, oh God, that must be bad for your back. It's actually great for your spine, as long as you're not doing too many of them and you're doing them on a floor that's not too hard. Try it, you might like it. So all of these different stretches, these little simple mobility movements, they should all be very easy for you to adopt similar positions. Please don't expect to get straight into the same position as me from the off. I'm nearly 40 and many years of training have got me to where I am now. But certainly within just a few weeks you could notice massive gains, and after a few months there's no reason why you can't be really improving your standard of fitness and mobility. That's it, chest to knee, kissing the floor. So all I'm doing here is showing you quite a few different ways that we can target and mobilize through the hips. And as I move seamlessly from one position to the next, if you're watching the clock at all, you'll see just how little time it is taking to get all of these different movements in. Nothing's erratic, everything's nice and controlled. And then if you feel that you've got a sticking point somewhere, then you might think about spending a bit more time working in that particular plane of movement. So we're nearly there now. Just going to throw in my favourite stretch of them all, the good old hip flexors with the couch stretch variations. One foot in front of the other. Such a great mobility drill this, particularly if you spend a lot of time sitting down in the old traditional westernized seat, whether it's driving, at your workspace, or just on the couch at home. Doing this stretch a few times every day, at least 3 or 4 times, doesn't have to be for a prolonged period of time. These different variations will make a huge difference to you, particularly if you are suffering from any lower back pain, or some people that start getting what feels like lower ab pain, but it's actually their hip flexors, the psoas major or iliopsoas group. Starts helping to alleviate that. Don't expect overnight wonders, but certainly a few weeks of doing some of these mobilizations, some of these basic strength drills will reap massive rewards. Nearly there now, just finishing off, back onto the good old favourite pull-up bar, and just allowing myself to hang. Nice deep breaths, and there we have it. Nice and simple, all done